Good morning, Tom's River, Ocean County, New Jersey, and all of America. I'm Dr. Barbara Schneider here live today on Radio Free America. It is Saturday, November 23rd, 2024, and we have a wonderful, happy show ahead of us. Okay, to begin, I'd like to thank Dr. Michael Katchmar for the use of this modern, wonderful studio, and Jeremy sitting across from me. And I'd also like to thank Dr. Gabriel Jasper for sponsoring me on WOBM. That's run by Paul down at the station. Great American, great hero, working behind the scenes to keep everything going.
Paul's the best. Yeah.
Before we go on, a moment of remembrance. Jeremy lost his father
Yeah.
in the past week or so.
Yeah. 2 weeks now, and 2 weeks today. And my dad loved this show. He was a Barber babe. He listened to us all the time, and I haven't gotten my tears all out yet. But he died quietly in his sleep. That's the big blessing. Okay. But he was a Barber babe. He loved this show, and he loved me doing it. So, this one's for you, Dad.
So, yeah, lost
Yeah.
before the holidays.
Right
Okay.
before, right?
So, as always, I want to start by plugging local businesses. They are the backbone of the U.S. economy, and they will soon rise again. There will be less regulation, less taxes, less torture, less intimidation, less prosecution.
Right.
To begin, TSF disposal for your dumpsters and cleanouts. People are going to be able to afford houses in the future. If not, they can redecorate or remodel their existing homes. Don't use your garbage cans. Get a dumpster.
Mhm.
It's neater, it's cleaner. TSF has a 5-star rating. You can book online, you can call, you can ask for advice. The service is terrific. For your beauty needs, Frank and Maria's on Fisher Boulevard, Salon Allure on Route 37, and Harmony Salon up north. Antoinette and Luann work very hard to get me here looking human.
Those Harmony Salon. They're They're greats. Also, I wanted to thank Jeanette and Corinne and the Barber Babes that have friended me on Facebook. And all of you were invited, by the way. My name is Jeremy Vickers. You can just search for me on Facebook, and I'll accept you. You're my Barber Babes. They reached out and wished me, gave me their feelings for my dad passing. I want to thank you guys so much.
And moving on in the vein of healthy food, which may be coming down the pike soon.
Yeah.
We have farms, organic farms in New Jersey, which was the Garden State before they poisoned it. We have Silverton Farm right here in Tom's River. That's Farmer Tom Nivison. He runs that. Sugar Maple Jerseys, Sickler Circle View Farm.
Thanks, Liz.
Triple C Angus, Cherry Grove Farm, Clover Valley Farm, Hidden Creek Farm, Farm on the Point, and Springdale Farms right in Cherry Hill. I've shopped at all of these. It's organic meat, chicken, pork, other stuff, and they have no chemicals. They have no antibiotics. They have been under assault by the current soon-to-leave administration and the administrations before that because of the incest and criminality between Big Ag and FDA. And I'm very hopeful for the future. So just to start.
They say Trump is out of control, but he's not. He's just out of their control. Tucker Carlson. Wow, spitting bars, man.
So we won They lost. I am reveling in it. I am holding nothing back. They lost. You guys did it. You voted. You believed. You prayed. You talked to people. You kept the faith. You guys are the best. And again, there are no guarantees.
Thanks, Sheila.
There's, the death and taxes thing, but there's hope and possibility.
Thanks, Sean.
With the other, what was her name? Kamala.
Kamal.
We were doomed.
Caramel. I don't know. Who knows?
We were doomed. There was going to be absent hope, and we have a chance. No guarantees.
But didn't your heart fill up with hope the second you found out he won? I mean, all of a sudden my eyes just like they cleared. I'm seeing a positive future before us. Yeah, there'll be stepping stones and they're going to throw up their barricades, but we have an America again.
And you cannot let your guard down. Remember, the left is not a philosophy or something you can debate with. There is no debate. They're a religion without a God. They are either going to convince you or annihilate you. They want your complete obedience like you're a slave. Now, this election shows that Trump has, Kamala, this election shows that Trump was given a mandate by the American people. One might wonder how Kamala got as many votes as she allegedly did. In the states she won, there was no voter ID. We don't know if those votes were legal or not. The mainstream media, the indoctrination, the whole thing about was what got her votes. She was unqualified, unfit, unable, and thank God, God smiled on us. They did everything to Trump. They arrested him. They charged him with phony crimes. They convicted him. They wanted to put him in jail for 750 years. They shot him and tried another attempt at assassination, like a banana republic, and he came through. And he is, wasting no time because he's had 4 years to think about what he's going to do, and he's wizened up. He is a quick study, and he is appointing people who are going to help make America great again. As for Jack Smith, with the documents lawsuit, that is also a farce. He is making himself scarce, and actually, he should be charged with malicious prosecution. He is one of the reasons that Melania did not go to the White House. They sent an armed force to raid Mar-a-Lago with shoot-to-kill orders. They went through her personal clothing.
I was going to say maybe now she'll be able to get her panties back.
She'll buy new ones.
Yeah, probably.
They took the kids' Barron's sports equipment. Jack Smith needs to be held accountable, and he's not the only one. In New York, Judge Merchan, who has no jurisdiction over this phony case, is refusing to dismiss it. He is allowing the parties to file motions to dismiss, which they have filed multiple times. But Alvin Bragg, who also, this is a bookkeeping issue, and he got 34 felony convictions out of it, and he wants to stay the sentencing until after Trump's presidency. This is a travesty. He also needs to be arrested and tried for the malicious prosecution. In the meantime, Daniel Petty is in jail for having saved a bunch of people in a subway car and was charged with manslaughter. even though
Wonderful.
testimony shows he didn't kill the guy, he just prevented him from killing anybody else. And he's in jail. And the criminals and rapists from, the gangs are running free. Something is definitely wrong, and Trump has to fix it. And before we go further, I want to go through our winners and losers and people we need to thank. So let's start with Nancy Pelosi. Thank you, Nancy, for stabbing Joe in the back. Okay, it is possible that even as senile and an inept as Joe was, he might have done better than Kamala. Okay, but you stabbed in the back. You put up Kamala, who was an illegal applicant anyway because she never won a primary. So you broke the law to put up this unqualified word salad person, and you lost. And if any of you are thinking of investing in the stock market, don't do any research. Just see what Paul Pelosi is buying. He has 100% track record. Okay? Everything he buys goes up in value. Now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Better than Warren Buffett. So look to him for your stock investments. And Paul, the next time you pick up somebody at a bar, just pay him $100. He's not coming home with you for your wonderful body or your wit and charm. Just pay him. Avoid all the drama.
Give the man the money. All right.
We have to.
And don't bring him to your own house. What are you thinking? Holy shnikes.
That someone else would change the sheets in the morning to get rid of the wet spot.
Because Nancy's going to be coming home and she's like, oh, what are we going to do here?
And thank you, Kamala, for picking the worst vice president ever. Because you're so stupid, you were afraid to pick someone competent.
He wasn't even affable, I mean, and that's like
You
the basic you hope for.
Afraid to pick anyone with a brain and a view and a conscience because you are a brainless whore. You don't deserve anything that you have for the way you achieved it. So let's thank Chuck Schumer for spending $100 million in the Texas senator race, which Ted Cruz won anyway by a landslide. Let's thank Michelle Obama for not entering the race. I guess she's smarter than we thought.
We had a hard time with Kamala determining what her race was. That's all we needed is to figure out if Michelle Obama was he or she or whatever. Give me a break. Are you a man today? Oh, you're a woman today. Do you know what a woman is? Are you one? Who knows?
It's like I happen to have a little cartoon.
Do you really? Oh, this is great. They then lost the election.
You won.
Oh, but I heard that AOC took down her pronouns off of her accounts, and everybody made a big deal about it because she was one of those pro, everything girls. Yeah. But that just goes to show you the hypocrisy that is rampant through our government.
They want to control you by convincing you that the sky is green and grass is orange.
Yeah.
So moving right along, Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh.
How many people out there are saddened by the fact that she will be withholding sex? Right. As we continue to revel in their misery, as they're in their safe spaces and their counseling, government-paid counseling.
I have one for the list too.
Thank you, Joe Biden. for calling us all garbage and deplorable and irredeemable.
At the right time.
And it confirmed what they really think about us.
Yes.
Okay. And I do want to make a point, an explanation about everybody was up in arms about the comedian who made a remark about Puerto Rico and the floating island of garbage.
Oh, wasn't that Rob Schneider?
I don't remember.
It might have been Rob Schneider. I don't know.
So this is the real story. It is a problem. Apparently, so as some of you may or may not know, when your garbage is collected, the garbage truck gets full and then it goes to the landfill. We have a landfill near here on Route 70, but there are multiple landfills in the state where garbage men and dumpsters dump their garbage. That's how it's done. Well, what happened in Puerto Rico is that all the landfills became full and they had no place to put the garbage. And they either didn't have a way to manage the landfills or to empty them out or to treat with the garbage. And that's what this comment was about. And nobody checked. They just said that, oh, this is a racist against all Puerto Ricans. And of course, you got Jennifer Lopez, who used to go out with P. Diddy, that paragon of virtue, saying that Trump was a racist. This had nothing to do with race. This had to do with garbage management.
Yeah.
And garbage is important. And how we manage it and how we handle it. And Puerto Rico has a problem. And it's the garbage. It's not the people. They need to have someone help them figure out the problem. But, the left takes things out of context for their benefit and to your detriment. And people who don't seek the truth and check the facts, like I often tell you, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. I mean, I go to alternate sites because CNN and
sure.
don't do it for me. But you have to. We've been lied to. We've been played. We've been abused. We've been bankrupted. So,
well, we have somebody has a request.
Yes.
They want the shirt alert.
Oh, this is a friend of mine, Veronica Thomas, who's now in Detroit, Michigan, sent me this
ugly Christmas sweater. This is my ugly Christmas sweater. Oh my God, that is so great. We got Fauci, we got Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala, Pelosi, AOC?
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Soros.
Another round of applause, folks.
Couldn't resist. The Matt Gaetz issue, I know he's withdrawn, but the fact that his file was leaked and bears all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. We got Russia coming in again. So the whole thing with Gaetz is that there was an accusation against him some years ago about having sex with an underage person. The allegations came from a drug dealing pimp. I'm not sure what, who's serving 11 years in jail, and 2 prostitutes. And first it was he had sex with an underage minor. Then someone came forward and said they witnessed them having sex. Then a second woman came forward. And this is the playbook of the left. And the rhinos, there are several rhinos in Congress who actually hate Matt Gaetz because he expects people to keep their word. And he saw that there would be a real battle for confirmation, and he didn't want to be the center of a battle. He wanted to be part of a team, and that's why he withdrew. And what they put these people through, this is the left, and you cannot let your guard down. So remember, there were 51 security experts on the Hunter Biden laptop that said bears all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. That's a key phrase. They use it over and over and over again. Every one of those security experts was paid off, needs to lose their security clearance, and possibly be prosecuted. Joe and Mika went to Mar-a-Lago because I guess their station is being sold, or they're going to kiss the ring, or they're going to try to make amends. And here's the card.
Right. The card says, Donald. Oh, the front of the card says, sorry. Donald, we didn't mean to call you Hitler and a fascist threat to democracy. Please accept our sincere apologies. Love, Joe and
Mika.
That's lovely.
You know, the only threat to democracy is the left, because they want total control.
Mm.
And they project what they're doing onto us. They are a danger. They are a clear and present danger. Winning this election is only the beginning. We cannot be complacent, because they are not. They are already plotting to thwart all of Donald Trump's plans, which are the plans that the people of the United States voted for. He made clear everything he was going to do in one speech after another. It wasn't covered by the mainstream media. That's why he had so many rallies to get the word out. But he outlined every single step he was going to take, and the American people said yes. So
Did you see the meltdowns afterwards?
yeah, I'm reveling.
On YouTube and all of
It's
these
great.
people
It's great.
waiting to set up their camera just right to time their meltdowns.
It's great. Melt. Go
Melt.
away.
Yeah.
The Kamala campaign spent $1.6 billion.
Wow. Yeah. This is it.
If it was first 1 billion, but now it's 1.6 billion, and they haven't paid their employees. Where did the money go? Well, we could also
wasn't it like beyond that, because they were still in debt after that billion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in debt because they haven't paid their employees.
Oh my God.
So
how do you think that's going to end?
We're going to see.
Yeah, we are going to see, right? I mean, because that's just a lot of bullshit. And if you're leaving the office and you're burning bridges like that,
well,
it's going to be an ugly way. Even though you're all talking about a peaceful transfer,
there's not going to be any peaceful transfer. The Pentagon also failed its 7th audit.
Mm.
There are hundreds of millions, maybe billions missing. And whose pockets are they in?
Oh, Barb, the things we're going to find out about. Can you imagine?
So that's why they're afraid of all of Trump's nominees, because they are going to get to the bottom of this and figure out what's going on.
Have you seen his new what do you call it? Press secretary? She's blonde. I forget her name.
Yeah, I don't have it written.
I was seeing her going up against a bunch of people like CNN, blah, 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 blah. Did she have a notebook in front of her? No. It was all off the top of her head. She knew her business, and she was professional as shit. She was crazy good.
So one of the winners in this situation, Lara Trump, who prevented the most voter fraud ever in this country. She was head of the RNC, as opposed to Mitt Romney's niece, who sabotaged every Republican. She made it difficult for the Democrats to cheat. She got Republicans to vote early. And even in Pennsylvania, where they openly declared that they would break the law to count illegal ballots, the governor stepped in and the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania stepped in to say, no, enough is enough.
Right.
And Casey finally conceded. So the team that President Trump is amassing, yeah. So Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. So Elon said he thought he could cut $2 trillion from the federal budget.
Pam Bondi. Thanks, Sheila.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
I'm betting they'll be able to cut more because when you find out just the Pentagon alone, the amount of people not coming to work, working from home, all these departments that are in existence and no one knows what they do, eliminate them. We don't need them. They're taxpayer dollars.
Eating up money. And we don't even know where the money comes from or goes.
So we have Tulsi Gabbard, who's being opposed for Director of National Intelligence, because
she's a powerful, strong woman. They're scared the shit of, I mean.
Well, they say she's a Russian asset.
Oh, give me a break.
Here's a picture of Tulsi Gabbard serving her country. She's an officer in the National Guard. She has served for many years.
I never thought she was so ripped. I mean, she's nothing to mess with.
She is a soldier.
Yeah.
She serves this country.
She's a patriot.
She was a Democrat and she became a Republican. Do she and Mr. Trump agree on everything? Probably not. But he wants diversity and he is not afraid of smart people or powerful women or anything like that.
No,
he's not afraid.
His chief of staff is a
He
woman.
wants what's best for America.
Right?
What?
What was his chief of staff's name? Do you know? She was a woman.
She's a woman. Yeah, she's been with him for years. She's just very quiet. I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
So RFK Jr. Everybody is saying that we're going to be going back to the bubonic plague in the Middle Ages, and he's anti-vax and Nothing could be farther from the truth. You have to stop listening to their lies. But he does believe in disclosure. You want to inject something into me? What's in it? What do you mean you don't have to tell me? What kind of informed consent is that? What are the complications? And, he gave a speech at one of the rallies, I think it was Wisconsin, where he said that he's looking and seeing that our children are sicker than any other children in the world, despite what we spend. And every day he prayed to God, let me do something, God. Give me an opportunity. Let me help. Let me fix this. And he said, and God sent me Donald Trump. Mm. So Mike Pence, remember the Trojan horse?
The coward.
Mike Pence, the backstabber. Well, he said RFK Jr. should not be approved for this position because he believes women have the right to have an abortion. Well, what does that have to do with anything? That has nothing to do with the FDA, with the poisoning of our children, and people have different beliefs, and that's okay. Because if you can't think for yourself, you can't be an American. That's what America is about. So we have to, another winner is...
Go ahead, the other winner. I want to hear this.
Al Sharpton. Kamala paid him $500,000 a few weeks ago for nothing. No apologies, no excuses, I guess, whatever. Oprah Winfrey, they said it was $1 million. It was $2 million. She said she never got a penny, but it went to her foundation. So it didn't go into her right pocket and went into her left pocket. Mm-hmm. We have to thank Kid Rock and Lee Greenwood for coming out for President Trump. We have to send a word out to General Flynn, who took one of the hardest hits for President Trump in 2016 when Comey set him up. one of the most decorated officers the U.S. military has ever had. He was financially, morally, ethically destroyed by the deep state. He lost everything. And he never wavered in his support for Trump and his love for America, no matter what they did to him. Rudy Giuliani, America's mayor, was hit with a $148 million judgment for the reputation of two poll workers. That is obscene. They want to throw him out on the street, take away everything he's earned. This is a disgrace. This is like President Trump owing $85 million to a hag he never saw, couldn't remember where, when, what, but yeah, he raped her in the dressing room at Bergdorf Goodman.
Oh, yeah. Jeanette says Reverend Al made some nasty anti-Semitic comments.
Oh, he always
Yeah.
does. He always does. And
he's not the only one. I've been hearing that quite a bit around just the lame stream. People just making little comments that you're like, wait, what? But how are we going to evolve as a people if we keep we're making such a big deal about other prejudices, but not that. That just keeps coming back because we can't leave it alone. I mean, let people be. We have constitutions that we or these people hide behind to show how we're supposed to be, right? But nobody acts that way.
But it's like I've always said, the Jews are the canaries in the coal mine.
Yeah.
Once they start going for them, they start coming for the Christians. And they start coming for anybody who believes in God or who has a Bible. Because God cannot exist in the leftist world.
Yeah.
There can be no morality. So, like, thou shalt not kill.
Right.
Well, if you're Hillary Clinton, you can kill whoever you want.
Yeah.
But you have these illegal aliens who, the minute they step into our country, they have committed a crime.
Right.
As for sanctuary cities and states, federal law supersedes their declarations of, we love our illegal aliens, we're going to protect them. So what the Fed needs to do is, if a mayor or a governor is obstructing ICE, they need to be arrested, because federal law supersedes what they want to do. And as we know, no one is above the law, even a Democrat.
Mm.
So I guess Holman has a set of stones on him. If he faces obstruction, round them up, arrest them, and charge them. I don't care if he empties out Illinois with Pritzker and this mayor and that mayor, arrest them all. We don't need illegals in here. Our children have no playgrounds. Our schools are overrun with people, kids who don't speak English and have lice and diseases. We are not responsible for them. Round them up, dump them over the border. What happened to the 50,000 Afghanis that Joe Biden brought over and dumped in Fort Dix? They're in the wind. Doing what? Planning attacks? You have 50,000 Chinese who cross the southern border with suitcases wearing suits. They're the enemy from within. You have China.
Wait, so he dropped all these guys at Fort Dix, right? Yeah. And now they're in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's where we live.
Yeah.
This is these guys are at our home towns.
Yeah.
And that's frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to be coming for you. That's why I'm telling everybody to get your gun permit.
Yeah.
Until we have safety again in America, we are not safe. Laken Riley was doing a jog, and an illegal alien funded by Joe Biden killed her. She fought for her life. She fought. and he killed her because he could. You have another one who raped a 14-year-old girl. You have all these criminals in here, while American citizens, the J6ers, are sitting in jail for something that never happened, and Liz Cheney lost the records. Well, I'm not done yet.
So I just want to ask everybody, including yourself, did you see the video that Trump put out about the American Bible?
I did not.
Okay, now get a load of this. He made this whole he's been making a series of videos. I think the first one was about freedom of speech and what he's going to do to save it. Okay. Right. The second one, I think, was about the border crisis and all of that. This third one he made that just came out is him announcing that they're creating the American Bible. And inside this Bible, it'll be red lettered so you can see what Jesus said and all that. It's a King James version. But it's going to have our Constitution. It's going to have our Bill of Rights in it. It's going to have all of these things, so we all can understand what our rights are and what our rights are under God. And I think, because he says, and he goes on saying he said, we need to make America pray again. That's what he said.
Well, the founding fathers based the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence on the Bible, as well as the separation of the executive, judicial, and legislative branches. So everything was based on the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a seamless transition, in my opinion.
See, I need a new personal Bible, and I am going to wait for this one to come out. I know there's a lot of fakes out there, guys, so be careful. I want to get that official one, and yeah, I thought that was so exciting, and him going on further about people expressing their love for God and all of that, and that's what this country needs. Somewhere along the line, we lost all of that, and he wants to bring it back to America.
The left is immoral.
He even included the I pledge allegiance to the flag. He included everything. All of that is being reversed. It's bullshit.
The only way the left can succeed is by abandoning morality. So losers. Mike Pompeo.
Hey, Mike.
Don't crawl under a rock. Nikki Haley. How many times do you think Trump is going to let you stab him in the back? So now she's criticizing all his choices for the cabinet.
Of course she is.
Big Pharma is having their panties are in a twist because for years, people from the FDA would go to Big Pharma, from Big Pharma back to the FDA, one hand washed the other, and the American people were poisoned. Big agriculture, okay? How many chemicals can they still spray on your vegetables, and how much drugs can they put in the cattle and the chicken? So General Kelly, who tried to screw President Trump by lying about what happened at Arlington. We need to recall General Milley to active duty, and so he can explain why he called the Chinese while Trump was president in 2020. And he said that Trump humiliated a veteran. If you look at the film, Trump was hugging the veteran and thanking him for his service, but he lied. He needs to be recalled, reinstated, and court-martialed. There have to be consequences for what these people did, not just to Trump, but to us.
Yeah.
They didn't come for Trump. They came for us.
Yes, they did.
So more losers.
More losers.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
He flopped as the host of The Apprentice, and he flopped at endorsing Kamala.
Yeah.
I don't care if he has 5 rescue animals in his house. He is a flop. Big losers, Dick and Liz Cheney. So Dick Cheney played us for suckers and fools, and he's responsible for Iraq and Afghanistan and for sending other people's children to war. Liz Cheney is an abomination. The whole January 6th thing with Nancy Pelosi and everything, putting people in jail for nothing. And we find out that they're calling it an armed insurrection. There was no insurrection. The Capitol Police allowed people in. People are still sitting in jail. Some have gotten 20-year to life sentences for nothing. And these judges they're appointing, these left-wing judges, because the Republicans aren't even showing up, the damn rhinos, and they better be voted out of office if they don't get with the program.
Yeah, I don't even understand how we allow that to have Rhino and the other ones that are Democrats but kind of like us. That all should be removed. It's just too convoluted. We should have
These judges,
true believers and non-believers. That's it.
These judges who make rulings that are clearly unconstitutional should be asked to resign. You hear me, Judge Mershon? You should resign. Judge Engeron, or whatever your name was, you idiot, you should resign just for saying I have my verdict before the trial.
Yeah, that's effed up.
So, and a shout out to Adam Kinziger, whose district was eliminated and he missed out on his 30 pieces of silver.
We have one more though. We got half of Hollywood is pissed off at George Clooney for that op-ed he wrote about getting Biden out now while they have a chance. And they got now Hollywood was like, yeah, George Clooney. And now they're all like, oh, F you ruined this for us and stuff. And Beyonce, did you mention her?
I haven't mentioned her yet.
Yeah. How much money? Was it like 10 million she got for 3 minutes of work?
Just for showing up, not
just for showing work. Yeah.
That's
sickening.
As for all the stars,
we got 2 Canadian Mounties, and they it says, any celebrities yet? Not a single one, sir. Yeah, they're all bullshit. Whoopi was supposed to leave the last time when he first got in, and she still haunts us on TV in the mornings.
So here we have Creepy Joe with his bags of cash
in his little buggy, and the White House completely torn down and in shambles and on fire. And then we see the caption, riding off into the sunset. And that buggy's got many bags of money on there. Yeah.
It says the big guy.
The big guy.
It will be a big decision for the next administration to see how far into the corruption they want to go.
Yeah.
We know that the laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop, is all true. It chronicles payments to Joe via Hunter because he pimped out his son to make all these payments. We are going to uncover lots and lots of other treasonous payments. And the question is, what's to be done? I have every confidence in Pam Bondi because she's tough, she's fair, she knows the score. But as a country, we do need to move ahead, but that involves emptying out the Department of Justice, emptying out the FBI. You'll notice that FBI Director Wray and Homeland Security Director Mayorkas did not appear on Congress this week to answer questions because they feel they are above the law. So these people have to be held accountable, but first they have to be fired. Every U.S. attorney in the country has to be fired. Everything clean slate, start over. There's no one who is above suspicion. Okay? And you have these rhino senators like Collins and Murkowski who are immediately saying, oh, we can't have Gates, we can't have this one. Well, what the hell did you do to stop Joe Biden from ruining this country? What did you do, you idiots, you morons? You are reprehensible.
Yeah.
So if you don't support Trump, shut up, get out, get replaced. You have not served the American people. You have broken your oath to the Constitution. You are an abomination.
Jeanette says Ellen left for England.
Good
Yeah.
riddance.
But you know what? Ellen's running for other reasons too, because she's tied up with that whole P. Diddy thing. And they're even saying that he was having sex with her, even though she's a lesbian. And she was well aware of all the sex trafficking that was going on. So she's got a lot of things she's running from, not just Trump. And I also heard that Barbara Streisand is heading for England too.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I won't miss her for a minute. They talk a pretty game. The other thing that they're going to do once Trump becomes president is release the Epstein list and the P. Diddy list as well. They should.
Oh, I can't freaking wait for that. I can't wait.
That would actually be great.
Yeah.
Because it will show what kind of I don't know. It should be released.
Debaucherous, evil
and
things that go on. That, the P. Diddy thing is going to tear apart Hollywood, and I'm glad for it, because these decadent, that's where all the sex trafficking is going. That's where all the children molestation is. The big stream. It's like business is happening there in Hollywood.
Well,
so I hope P. Diddy, and then they look back at Epstein. I hope they all get torn apart.
Well, one of the things I heard was that the reason that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez just got divorced was because J-Lo was involved with P. Diddy.
Yes, she was.
And, oh yeah, she was. And
there's photographs.
Affleck doesn't want to deal with it because there's trouble coming down the pike.
Yeah, he can see it.
So there is disclosure. There will be disclosure. We need to have some transparency back in America.
And Liz says she's on the Epstein list as well as the Diddy. Yeah.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
Listen, the very rich are different.
Yeah.
They have lost touch with everyday life.
Right.
There is an incredible amount of pedophilia among those people.
That's right.
And I have no doubt where those 300,000 missing kids are. They're being sold and resold and bartered and abused.
Yeah.
And
because if there's one Diddy, there's 10. That's really it.
Could be.
And I just want to say this too, with the Hollywood people, we don't owe you anything. Okay. You got a job where you pretend. All right. And we give you fame for that. We give you all of that. And all you do is make a film or something like that. You don't think that you owe us anything. When was the last awards show you gave a crap about? I'm tired of these people. All of these scandals, they're there for a reason, because they're happening. These people are evil, and Hollywood needs to be stripped and shut down, and then new faces introduced.
So, and I can't stress enough the fact that despite this wonderful victory, the left is plotting. Biden said a peaceful transition. He just escalated the Ukraine war by giving Ukraine the ability to shoot long-range missiles into Russia. He is trying to forgive $4.7 billion in U.S. loans to Ukraine. Can you imagine what $4.7 billion could do for the American people? But they gave it to Ukraine. And Zelensky's a comedian. He's running this thing. I don't know what the heck is going on there, but that has to end.
And what's with Biden releasing, allowing him to use the missiles we've provided willy-nilly now? He took away the restraints from that, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's escalating to World War III to leave Trump a bigger mess.
Yeah.
This is deliberate.
This is a big bag
Then-
of shit he wants Trump to hold.
Then he's creating a new app for ICE that will allow illegals to circumvent the system and get in here.
God.
Because Trump says he's going to close the border. He's giving away as much money as possible. And the left is pushing with these radical judges, with all the stuff he's doing. And we have Denver Mayor Mike Johnson saying that he will protect illegals from deportation. He will deploy cops and 50,000 volunteers in a Tiananmen Square-like thing to stop deportation. That's okay. You send in the army.
Sheila, yeah.
You arrest all of them, including the mayor and the governor, because they are breaking federal law. Enough. And this is real law. This isn't make-believe paperwork like Trump. So Trump's picks so far for the medical stuff, RFK Jr. for HHS, Dr. Marty McCary for the FDA. He was, very judicious in his comments and careful so he didn't get kicked out of his job. Dr. Dave Weldon for the CDC, and Dr. Jeanette Neshawat for U.S. Surgeon General. These are all people who believe in personal choice, good medicine, and not cookbook medicine, which has become the norm. I have always said that if Trump gets back in, I hope we can make American medicine great again, and maybe we can. And direct
We
medical
got hope this time. That's powerful.
And maybe direct medical care is now directed to sickness and illness. Maybe we can direct it to wellness. 71% of medical students never take a nutrition course. They have no idea what you need. And it is a failure of the education and the medical system, and maybe we can turn that around. So other appointees, Tulsi, she's a Russian asset. Gates has withdrawn, and Pam Bondi is in there. Rubio. Pete Hegseth. Oh my God. He is the ultimate warrior. I have followed him for many years with his books and his appearances on Fox. And he's always doing stuff for the military and promoting them. And now they've hit him with the usual smears. Sexual misconduct. We'll have people coming forward to say, he raped me in high school. I don't remember where, what day, but it was him. It's the same playbook over and over and over again.
That's scary stuff, though, man. I once went out with this one girl who told me she was raped like 17 different times by 17 different men. Eventually, you have to say no, right? I mean, these people are. It's mental health, though, and mental health reasons.
Nice
segue. Oh yeah, this creature. I'm an expert on mental health and food disorders, says the obese man who thinks he's a woman.
Yeah, what is that?
And wasn't he like a general or something like that?
Yeah,
or he, she, it.
Yeah, it's and God bless Congresswoman Mace.
Yeah.
No men in women's bathrooms.
You know what? Back in the day, I'm a Trekkie, and I know you're a Trekkie. Okay.
Yes.
But I would watch like a Trekkie fans video, and I'm seeing these women dressing up like Jean-Luc Picard going to work. That's the uniform they're wearing when they go to work and stuff. And I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. But then you look at this general, like, holy cow.
It is insanity.
Right.
We need people know they're not crazy. People know the difference between right and wrong. what's been going on in Washington and what they've been trying to shove down our throats are lies and poppycock. And there aren't 27 genders, there are 2.
Yeah.
And men should not be competing in women's sports, and men should not be in women's bathrooms. And that poor father whose daughter was raped in a woman's bathroom in Virginia and got the shit beat out of him for protesting it, all the people who laid a hand on him should go to jail.
Mm.
And
Well, that was in one of those Trump videos that he just put out. He did talk about all of the transgenderism, the thing that what we're allowing, what we're putting money towards, the stuff in the schools, the doctors and everybody, tearing these kids' bodies apart and stuff. And he says all of that comes to an end. And if I find out any teacher is teaching these type of things and letting kids know that they could be just about anything and they can be a flower and identify as that. He says they're going to get out of their job, or they're going to be arrested.
And it's amazing how much is coming to light now.
Yeah.
The thing with the FEMA bypassing homes that had Trump signs. Are you kidding me?
That is
Then they find
up.
out, there was one employee who said it, and then she admitted that it was the doctrine. It was the policy they had. If someone has a Trump sign, let them drown, let them suffer.
Lovely.
Don't help them. And
these are our fellow Americans.
And just as a heads up for what's coming up, again, we have to be vigilant because the left is counting on us to drop our guard. We have a gubernatorial election coming up next year for New Jersey, which moved quite a bit to the red, because even in New Jersey, people have brains. So I want to tell you, the guy to vote for is Spadia, Bill Spadia, the host on 101.5. Chitterelli, the other Republican, is a Murphy clone. Just put an R where the D is. He was for mask mandates and mandated vaccines and shutdowns and this and that. He's worthless. He's a rhino. We need new blood in the governor's office.
And what was that guy's name? You want in?
What? Bill Spadia.
Bill Spadia.
Yeah. Bill Spadia is, he talks on 101.5. He takes calls. You can call in and talk to him. He does like a Trumpy thing. He does like 5-6 campaign stops every single day of the week. He's spoken at New Jersey Patriots where I've spoken also. So I have met him and spoken to him, and he has what's called a Common Sense Club. He's totally New Jersey.
Spadia. Spadia.
Yeah.
You've talked to him?
Yeah.
Oh.
He knows where the best pizza is, where the best this is, real New Jersey. He cares about New Jersey. And I believe that he should have the vote for governor. There is no one else in his league.
I'm going to see if I can get him on our show. I do have some leads in the radio station for 101.5. So I'm gonna ask if they can get him to just be on our show. If you want it.
If he wanted to.
Yeah, if you want it, yeah.
Yeah, I think he is personable. I think he makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a privilege if he's interested. I know how busy he is because when you're a conservative, you don't get coverage from the mainstream media. So like you didn't even know his name.
Yeah.
So that's what, like Trump had to go person to person to promote himself because the mainstream media never covered him, didn't cover a single J.D. Vance rally. And that guy is eloquent.
Mm.
He's a wonderful speaker.
Because we're in the same company as him. Like Town Square Media owns 101.5 and they and they broadcast our shows in the mornings on Sundays. So like we're kind of partners in that regard. So I'm going to see. I'm going to reach out.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay, we got two pictures. We got a sheep and a lion, and above them it says, "There are only two kinds of people." On the sheep side, it says, "People who will do what they are told, no matter what." And on the lion side, it says, "And people who will do what is right, no matter what they are told." That's brilliant. That was.
so then you have, of course, the,
Then we got a tilted, broken down old house with a sign on it in front of it that says Trump 2024. And then there's a guy hanging from the roof. FEMA's trying to rescue him because it's a giant
no,
flood.
FEMA is driving.
Oh, they're
past.
driving past. He says, "Come back. It's my neighbor's sign."
It's, when these things.
When you have a caricature about a situation, it's
Yeah.
time to make a move. Make a difference here.
And then,
Over here. Yeah, we had all the jackasses on the far left, and they say on a plank as if they're walking off a cliff. Hey, what aren't you? Why aren't you following us? And then on the land we see what was it?
common sense.
Common sense. Of course, it's
Yeah,
common
that's
sense.
that's what Spadia calls his movement, common sense.
That's nice.
And I think it's really great. And I think his ideas are great. They align with, small business, local school boards, giving the power back to the people, not having this as a sanctuary state and giving all our financial resources to illegal aliens who don't deserve it. And it's not just that they're getting free housing, free food. They're coming into our schools. They're not allowing our children to be educated. All the play spaces and stuff are being used for their housing. So our kids have no recreational areas. They bring diseases. They bring, medical bills. Our system cannot support them. America first, America for Americans. People who wish to donate can donate. Americans are a very loving and generous people
Yeah.
and forgiving, but don't ram it down my throat. Someone who walks into your house and says, "I'm staying for dinner," is not an invited guest. And that's what illegal aliens are. They need to be kicked out. Children, women, men, kicked out. And the other thing that has to be addressed is the fact that these illegals come here, drop a baby, and say, it's a citizen. That has to be changed. That's going to take an act of Congress or something like that. Get her done.
Mm.
Get her done. They don't belong here. They'll anchor baby their crap in here, and we don't need them. Yeah, Spadia is the guy. Chitterelli standing there with his hands on his hips trying to be, oh, give me a break. Go back under Shawnee. What else am I going to do? I have the chickens.
You'd be in the office if not for the chickens.
Yeah. So, no, I think what I think is I didn't serve in the military. Okay. I was in medical school. I was serving in the South Bronx, and that was a trip. That was, the days before CAT scans and all this modern crap we have now, where you had one good doctor with a heart, hands, a mind, and a knife. Those were the days. So I have always served, but with this political situation, it drove me nuts. And so I thought I could serve America with my voice, my ideas, my scooping up of knowledge. And so I hope it's been successful. I am so pleased that you all got Trump elected. He deserved it. Of course, looking at the numbers, you now know there's proof that the 2020 election was stolen, but that's neither here nor there. Trump is smarter.
Yeah, all those missing votes, those were the ones that all of a sudden in the middle of the night we'd get dumps of votes from the last election.
And they tried it again.
Yeah. Well, where
But
do you think, when you're counting up the difference between then and last time, where do you think all those fake votes are going to be? It's the ones that are missing.
But that's why Lara Trump was brilliant. I mean, she must have worked night and day to get this. So, as always, I'd like to end with a little bit of quote from Ecclesiastes.
Here we go. Look, Deborah's already ahead of you.
You betcha. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their hearts so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, and men should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time for every purpose and for every work. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and then I might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man has no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go unto one place, all are of one dust, of the dust, and are to turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?
That was great.
So much to be thankful for. We have Thanksgiving coming up this week.
Yeah.
So whether you do your turkey, go out for your turkey, share turkey with friends, or have pasta instead. This is a wonderful country. I'm grateful to be an American, and I'm grateful to share this time with you. Rejoice this Thanksgiving. We have so much to be grateful for. Go Trump. Okay.
Okay, so for more information about the amazing, incomparable Dr. Barbara Schneider, please go see barb.com because you're going to need her. And